What's up, guys? Welcome to Let Me Clear My Throat. I'm your host, Mike. Just wanted to jump on the podcast. It's been a minute, but I hope everyone's doing well. Uh, Lots to get to. Just wanted to touch on a couple of things. Memphis locally with sports in the Memphis Grizzlies Summer League. Um, just to name a few. See if I can just a couple of things here. But this summer has been pretty busy. Uh, Lots to talk about since my last podcast, which I think has been maybe a week or so. Um, Subscribe to my podcast. Find me on Facebook. I got a lot of video content, short video content out there that is very descriptive. I feel like uh, that you can check out and enjoy. Just talking about things like LeBron James and where he should go, what he should do for this upcoming season, and a couple of roster moves that I think a couple of teams in the NBA should make. Grizzlies just had one of their most aggressive off seasons. This is my wrap up of the summer league. Just my opinion. Um, the Grizzlies, they went 2-3. Summer league is really not a huge deal to me. I just really want to see individually how these players play, how these players compete. Because, like I said in the previous videos, this past college basketball season lacked a whole lot of all star talent, a lot of superstar talent that we could just rarely point out outside of Cooper Flag. So, just watching Summer League, in particular, just the Grizzlies, I thought Meshack played really well. Showed his left athleticism. I thought Small played really well too. He was injured a little bit, but he played well. Uh, Jalen Wells, I thought he did pretty good. I don't understand why he had a lot of slander come his way by some fans. A lot of fans were disappointed in his play. I really don't understand it. Really don't even know why he played as much as he played. I was just happy with the fact that he's uh, he's recovered from his wrist injury and he's gotten better. Gigi looks like he's you know showing growth, showing leadership, stepping in from time to time, being their leader that he's supposed to be uh, on the court. And I look for him to um, uh, definitely make the rotation, but maybe even have a chance at starting at least at the beginning of the year with the potential of Zach Edey being out the first part of the season. Really don't know exactly how long Zach Edey's going to be out. A lot of speculation as to how Ti, Coach Ti, that's what I'm gonna call him, is going to coach the Grizzlies this year. Well, we got a taste of that in summer league. That they want to play fast, consistent, be the hardest working team, and they want to pay attention to the details. I think the players with the best IQ or the most high IQ are going to be on the court. Obviously, the success of the team relies solely on Ja and Jaren Jackson Jr., who signed the contract. And quite frankly, with Ja, I just, as I've said many times before, I think Ja needs to just play Allen Iverson like basketball. Um, he needs to, I think he is definitely capable of averaging at least 30 points a game, 25 to 30 points a game with a couple of steals, just like Allen Iverson did in his MVP years and his years in the league. That's exactly what we expect from him. And if anything, what we've learned from watching OKC win the NBA championship is that the Grizzlies, as young as they are, they can win too. And they're not I wouldn't even say that they're really a young team. I would say they are retooling, just like Klyman said. They're not rebuilding. Um, but I mean, he's been in the league. JJ Triple J has been in the league. We got KCP, which I thought maybe potentially he could have been traded, or he at least he's been rumored in trade talks. I don't know if he's solid on in the roster. I think he could be traded during All Star of next year, All Star weekend of next year, maybe. But I mean, he's in there. He's in the mix, rotation wise. I really, really want to see Cedric Coward play. I really think that KCP's roster spot is dictated by the play of Cedric Coward. I think KCP is demanding like a $21 million uh, against our salary cap. So if Cedric Coward is able to play, to his expectation, uh, then I think KCP will be expendable. Uh, a lot of talk. I've watched a lot of um, Grizzly podcasts from a various number of people. I'm not going to go into naming names, but they do an excellent job of breaking down the Grizzlies, breaking down the rosters, and they just do a great job. If I start naming names, I'm going to mess up for sure. But uh, they pretty much give good analysis, good opinions about where they think the Grizzlies are going. Uh, this is my starting five. This is just my opinion. Of course, Jaren Jackson Jr. in there. I think a healthy Edie should be in there, but at the same time, with the way basketball play has changed, I can see Edie as the league progresses, as he grows in the league. I can see his minutes kind of diminishing, to where a player like Gigi Stature takes those minutes, and Jaren Jackson Jr. plays more of a five, where Gigi will be at the four. Um, that being said, I think Gigi probably needs to add a little bit more weight, but I think I'm confident in Gigi. I believe in Gigi to produce this season and be a major factor in the rotation. Uh, Scottie Pippen Jr. expect a big year from him. Ty Jerome. The one thing I can say about this Memphis Grizzlies team is that we got deeper in our depth. I don't think there isn't a lineup that we can't be confident in. Uh, so Ti has a wealth of athletic players at his disposal to use this season, and we'll see just what he does with it and how much time the Grizzlies front office is going to give him to develop his system, and for the players to adjust and accept their roles going in. But as far as the starting five, like I said, it started, of course, Triple J, Edie, and I think it really comes down. I think Wells and Jaren Jackson Jr. will be the starting five. So Wells, Gigi, Triple J, Zach Edey, I think will be your starting five. And then your bench, you got Scottie Pippen, Ty Jerome, uh, KCP, Aldama, and Brandon Clark coming off your bench. And I mean, we'll see how Cedric Howard plays in the preseason. Of course, you got Meshack and Landale in there as well, and then you got Vince Williams, who seemingly seems to be the odd man out, but you got him on the roster as well. Like I said, there's a lot of depth to this Memphis Grizzlies this team. They also released the Grizzlies preseason. I think their first preseason game is a home game versus Detroit sometime in September. I believe I don't have the exact dates in front of me, but we'll be looking forward to that, seeing how their preseason goes. Their 5 games, I believe that they're playing 3. I think the first 3 are at home and the last 2 on the road. On the road, but onto the NBA, just in general. Um, I think what we've learned from the Lakers since I've been talking about the Lakers recently is that it's Luka's team and it's not LeBron's team anymore. And also with the signing of Marcus Smart, that I think Bronny, his development is now and playing time in the rotation is now in question because I just don't see it. And it's every day I'm just kind of just waiting for something a miracle to happen where Shams sends out a tweet saying LeBron James has been traded to such and such, or Giannis has been traded to such and such team, and or Kaminga has been traded somewhere where he can be impact. But in regards to the Lakers, this is Luka's team. This is not LeBron's team anymore. I don't see it going forward as such. Uh, the Clippers, they just simply got older. I mean, Kawhi is 34. Harden is what, 36? Beal is 32. Uh, CP3 is 40. See, Brook Lopez is 37, and I think they have Batum. He's 37 too. So they got an old roster on their team. Um, a roster that the Clippers, they always have great expectation, but they just never seem to produce. But I mean, with Harden, Beal, Kawhi, Collins, Zubac, I mean, they're gonna have a great regular season, but once they get into the playoffs, we'll see who's the last man standing. With the amount of age that's on that team, I don't never like to discount a team because of their age, but let's be real. I mean, if this team was assembled 5, 6 years ago, we'd be saying that they could be a dynasty, uh, and the best team in the NBA, or maybe one of the best teams we've ever seen. But we know that's not the case, and we're not even going to step in that stratosphere as being the best team that we ever seen. But it'll be interesting to see how the Clippers play this year. The New Orleans Pelicans, they're building something really nice down there. As long as they can stay healthy, and Zion can stay healthy, we'll see what they do with what they got down there. Houston, of course, they look solid with Kevin Durant. Some suggest that this team, this Houston Rockets team, the way they're constructed, might be the best team that Durant has ever played on. I disagree. I still think Golden State, he should have went there when he had the opportunity during the trade. Before they acquired Jimmy Butler. Of course, it was said that Kevin Durant vetoed that trade, but he's on the Rockets team, and there's a lot of expectations on that team. We'll see how they play. Of course, Dallas looks solid with Kyrie, Klay Thompson, Cooper Flag, AD, and Lively with Gafford. So they are extremely deep. Um, when healthy, when they get Kyrie back, they're going to be a really good team to reckon. They're going to be a team to reckon with. Um, Spurs, just they're going to be a dangerous team once they really, uh, when they as they continue to grow. I'll just say that. I mean, back to back rookie of the years. They add Harper. You got De'Aaron Fox in there. They're going to be a team that you don't want to see in the playoffs as they get more experience. Um, Atlanta Hawks, they look solid. They're making championship moves. Knicks, they've pretty much stuck together, haven't done anything significant this offseason other than fire their coach and hire Mike Brown. The Magic, they made the first offseason major move with trading for uh, um, Desmond Bain, and not only that, but for the next 5 years, 4 or 5 years, the way their roster is set up, they're going to be they should be in contention in the Eastern Conference for the next 4 or 5 years. The way that they're set up with their players that they have signed. So we're going to be talking. We're going to be looking at the Magic more. We're going to be looking at Detroit more as they continue to get healthy, as they continue to improve. Denver Nuggets, they look like a rebuilt team, a rebuilt roster. I mean, they got Tim Hardaway, they got Murray, Joker's back, Gordon. They added Cam, who I think is I would say he's the same as Michael Porter Jr. But it's just a fresh start, I think, for Cam and for Michael Porter Jr. So I think who's with Brooklyn now. So I think that's it's good for him. Then you got Jonas Valanciunas. I just have a hunch that with the Jonas Valanciunas signing, I think it was a 2 or 3 year deal, and Joker pretty much declining this year to resign and is looking to resign next year. That there's potential for a Joker, uh, Luka Doncic team up with the Lakers. I definitely think that's possible. No one's really talking about it a whole lot, but I can see that pairing coming together. They seem to be real close friends off the court, and that could be the next big trade or signing for the Lakers as they are uh, and rebuild, retool, whatever you want to call it, whatever they want to sell you, whatever mode they're on uh, going forward. So, you lose, let's say you have all those pieces that I just mentioned, those players I just mentioned, and you just plug in Valanciunas, you're not a play-in team. You're good enough to make the playoffs. But Joker in a Laker uniform is ridiculous with Luca. I mean, that's box office basketball. Couple of surprise teams that I think are trying to change the narrative on what they're doing this offseason. I think the Washington Wizards are trying to be a sneaky move play-in team. We'll see how that goes. They got the mixture of young and old, and we'll see how they do. Uh, let's see. The Charlotte Hornets, they of course won the summer league, uh, and they're looking to build off that. I would love to see LaMelo with the Lakers. in a different location. I would like to see, um, just like I would like to see Zion in a new location other than New Orleans. I think Zion would be good in Miami minus the distractions. And I think Jalen Green, who went from Houston to Phoenix, would do well and look better in Milwaukee. But I think if there's one thing that we learned about NBA players is that they are a destination. They're more destination type uh, players, or comfortability or where they live, which is understandable. But we have more players that are picking locations that they feel comfortable in rather than teams that they probably should be on. Teams that we can see them thrive. Dame Lillard, he decided to go back to Portland, and as much as I'm happy for Dame that he's able to go back home, rehab at home, be with his family. We never really saw Dame in high stakes playoff basketball, and he's one of the greatest guards that we've ever seen. So it's going to be interesting how we judge his career um, compared to others, since that's the age that we live in. Uh, but when Bradley Beal went from the Wizards, from Washington to Phoenix, we were like, finally we get to see Bradley Beal in serious playoff on a serious playoff team with KD and Booker. And what happened there? It was a complete failure. So we'll see how all these roster moves shake up. Uh there's still a lot of moves to be made as the season gets closer. I mean, we saw Carl Anthony Towns get traded from Minnesota to New York right before the season started. So maybe there's another trade in the works. Maybe something, another big trade will happen. So it'll be an exciting NBA season for sure as the East is wide open. Curious to see how Boston plays. I'm just wondering if they don't have the identity and they don't have the players that would tank. But I'm just curious how they're going to play this season. Then there's a whole lot of drama, and it's kind of comical, with Milwaukee and Indiana, with Turner deciding to leave Indiana and sign with Milwaukee. Of course, Turner had been in trade talks, seemingly year after year after year. He signs with Milwaukee, and now everybody's upset. Giannis doesn't seem to be phased too much by it. We're not hearing a whole lot from Giannis. So we'll see how Milwaukee and how Indiana, how that goes. But East is wide open, um, with probably the Knicks, Orlando, and Atlanta being your top three. And in the West, is wild. It's the wild, wild West. In the Western Conference, um, I don't see OKC. They'll probably repeat the same record as they did last year. Their defense, their unit still together, winning. Probably over 60 games. We'll see though, because Houston is up there. We'll see how Houston and that whole deal shakes up. Uh, Ja Morant. They show highlights of Ja Morant in China, I believe, with his tour, with his shoe deal, his shoe coming out, which looks really good. The shoe looks Just super nice. I need to get me a pair of Jaws. And I kind of want to give Jaws some credit because he's standing on business as far as the dunk contest. I'm completely fine with him just staking to his in-game dunks and just random highlight dunks that he just does, you know, that people catch on the internet and post. Um, but it just shows that we do have a superstar in Memphis and that we would be naive and stupid to slander his name in Memphis and talk bad about his game, talk bad about his family, or just, I'm all for holding people accountable still, but I mean, he is our superstar. He is our resident superstar. Jaron Jackson Jr. is our superstar. Give them their flowers, give them their respect, and pay them what you owe. Keep them in Memphis as long as can. Hopefully, we can stay in Memphis. I know that there were reports. We have the lease to 2029, and um, I'm hoping and praying that we get whatever resolved with the city. Whatever keeps the Memphis Grizzlies in Memphis is what needs to happen. And I don't know, with the talk of expansion, adding two potential teams, and then one in Vegas and one in Seattle. Maybe there's a chance for the Memphis Grizzlies to move to the Eastern Conference as opposed to the Wild Wild West. That makes a big difference if Memphis Grizzlies are in the Eastern Conference as opposed to the Western Conference. I think you put the Grizzlies up there again at the very top in the East. The way things shake out, uh, we'll see how that develops. But this is expansion is always exciting. Uh, with Vegas and Seattle, two very deserving uh, cities that deserve NBA franchises. On the local front with the Memphis Showboats, just wanted to touch on that. I never went to a Showboat game, but it just seems like a real waste of investment. I know there are other football UFL teams that had good markets, good attendance, and they still left. But Memphis Showboats just never really shook for me. I just was never felt motivated to ever to go to any of their games. I do think though the Liberty Bowl renovations, Simmons Bank, I believe is what we call it now. Um, but Liberty Bowl to me, the renovations and the renderings that they have going forward and the progress they have made, Memphis Tiger football looks really really good, promising, looks exciting, looks like something we can look forward to as well as just this season, even though we're not playing really anybody except Arkansas, I believe, on the road. Um, Still fighting that uphill battle, trying to get in the Big 12. We know we submitted an offer upwards of 200 million, and Big 12 obviously they weren't interested. A lot of people suspect uh, a variety of different reasons or factors as to why that is, whether it's enrollment, whether it's racism, whether it's crime, I don't know. But I just say to the Memphis faithful, to the fans, to the administration, just keep working hard. Let's keep supporting Memphis sports. Let's keep supporting, you know, from high school to college. Uh, let's continue to support the athletes, our student athletes, and attend the games. You know, let's continue to support that. I'm a little nervous. I say we need to continue to support that. I'm a little nervous about Memphis basketball. Although Penny's doing a great job every year, we have turnover, whether it's the coaching staff or the roster itself, and then with the case with Sincere Parker, where we're waiting on the investigation to play itself out, and this being a completely brand new team, again having to rebuild, having to reconnect, and with the new players that are on roster, I'm curious to see how fan turnout is going to be. Um, Seem like we're averaging less each year, less than at least probably averaging at least 7 to 8 thousand in the forum. And I mean, when I moved here 15 years ago, it was at least 15 in the Calipari years. So hopefully we can turn that around, and Penny's able to keep the same roster last year and able to maintain his coaching staff, because it's got to be stressful every single year when you have turnover like that. Uh, but all in all, Penny's doing a great job professionally developing NBA players, developing the NBA Tigers roster, and just keep winning. Just keep winning. Silverfield, just keep winning. Penny Hardaway, just keep winning. Um, there's going to be a lot of negativity whether you win or lose. Unfortunately, that's just the state that we live in. And unfortunately, that's just the fans and the city that we live in. I don't even know if you can really call them fans, but that's just the state of what we live in. Whether we win or lose, there are those that are just not going to be happy with it. But despite that, just keep pressing on. Let's continue to support Memphis athlete. Continue to support Memphis athletics, our students in the classroom, outside the classroom. Um, from a city standpoint, you know, do your best to make it as safe as possible for the fans when we go to these venues. Uh, and if you know the crime that we have in Memphis, I'm not going to get. I don't want to get too political. This is a podcast, but we just need to behave ourselves, plain and simple, uh, and just do better. You know, plenty of opportunities out there to stay busy, find a job, find a hobby, find something other than breaking into cars, fighting, uh, doing all kinds of different things that make our city look bad. So, uh, my message to you all, if you ever come across my podcast, is just do better, find something better, do something positive, start a podcast yourself. You know, maybe you go viral. You never know. Try to do something different outside of stealing and racing cars on the highway. Anyway, I'm gonna get off my tangent because I can go on and on. School's about to start. Watch out for the kids. Uh, my daughter's school starts tomorrow, and Memphis school starts in a couple of weeks, couple of days. So let's be in prayer for the kids as they go back to school, safety for them for the school year. Next couple of podcasts going to be focused on football. We're going to break down East Division and also talk a little bit of fantasy football. So once I structure that up, we'll start posting more podcasts on the NFL season as well as college football, um, in particular the local football, local college football, SEC specific, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, uh, UT, Arkansas, uh, and we'll talk some rivalries. We'll talk LSU, Florida, South Carolina. I'm kind of more so focused on SEC and the local college football teams. As we get closer to the season, you'll see more podcasts, more opinionated talk on that. Please share, subscribe, comment, share your thoughts, the things that are send questions um, to myself. I'm more than happy to respond to them. Um, also check out good friend of mine, Greg Rufus, and subscribe to his podcast as well. He's gonna be doing, some different things, uh, sports related and just social related as well. So that's what we have coming up for the next couple of weeks. This will probably, if nothing significant in the NBA happens, this will probably be the last podcast that I really talk about NBA seriously. So, you ready for some football? Let's talk about it. Like, subscribe. Let me clear my throat. I'm your host, Mike. Y'all stay safe out there. Stay cool. Peace.